Hi there, I'm Brad Ruden, Agronomy Tech Services Manager with Agtegra Cooperative, out in the plots today to take a look at soybean crop nutrition. Soybeans, an incredibly valuable crop for us, one of our main rotational crops. The unfortunate part about it is we generally, as an industry, me included, over 40 years in this agronomy business, have not treated soybeans particularly well when we're looking at crop nutrition. Soybeans can be a commodity crop if we will feed the bean. We need to put crop nutrition down throughout the entire season to maximize soybean yield, and I believe that we can do that very, very economically with good return on investment. We start out in our research and technology plots here with good base nutrition. I have decent soil tests up here. They're nothing fantastic, but they're decent soil tests for the region. But we started this entire plot, even on all this starters and additives that's right behind me, with a base treatment of 250 pounds of MES fertilizer. That's MESZ from Mosaic. I, along with everybody else, fertilized for some good corn crops this year, but I didn't put enough fertilizer on there for the yield I'm going to have in corn. So what this means is my corn crop is taking down my nutrition levels in my soil to very minimum. I'm not going to have a lot to carry over. If I'm going to plant beans next year and simply put them in the ground and not provide any crop nutrition to them, I'm going to get a decent crop, but I'm not going to get what I could if I would feed the bean. Soybeans need crop nutrition, and that's what we're doing behind us here. This is a starters and additives plot, so we'll start by taking a look at this and doing no starter fertilizer. We still did that good base program out there, and we're still going to have good beans out here. But this plant mass here, we've done this on many of our plots. We go out into the plots at the same distance between the plots, down in the plots, and I take 2 feet of plant row. And I gather that up. Now in this case, I didn't pull all the pods off of them. I often do that, but I just left them on the plant here, pulled all the leaves off to be able to take a look. This is no starter fertilizer. The difference we want to look at is just what's happening if we add some starter. Agtegra has 2 basic starter fertilizers that we manufacture in-house, and that is A723, that's 723-4, with 1/4% zinc in it. You can add additional zinc to get it up to 0.5% zinc. We took and just did that A723 out in this plot at 3 gallons an acre along with 2 gallons of water, and we get this type of plant mass per 2 feet a row. There's a significant difference between these two. Granted, there's some cost with the starter program here, but I only need a bushel and a half of beans to pay for this starter program. So if I'm doing starter on corn, the basics of crop nutrition is put some starter on your beans as well. You will see that difference. Untreated to starter only. Now, Agtegra also has some additional starter additives that we put along with our starter and we promote along with our starters. One of those is called ARX Sync. There's a whole group of products out there that are called organic acids. They range from humic acid down to our product called ARX Sync, which is a smaller molecular weight carbon compound, but I really call it my nutrient shuttle. What is ARX Sync doing when you add it to your starter? It's making sure that the crop nutrients that we put down in the furrow stay available to that particular plant out there as it gets growing in the year. So this is starter plus ARX Sync. There's more pods on here. The plants aren't necessarily any bigger, but there is more pods and more pod mass here. We're going to see, I believe, an increase in yield. That product is around, $5 to $6 range, no more than that. So we need a 1/2 bushel of beans. We're going to get that with this particular one out here. Now, one of the concepts that happens with soybeans out here is soybeans are very, very responsive to a group of additive chemicals called the plant growth regulators, PGRs. PGRs have been around for a long time. They're plant hormones that we can add into starter. We can add them in foliar. We have a great partnership with Winfield United using a product called Ascend. So this is Ascend in-furrow, and when we add that to our starter alone, we can see an incredible increase in plant mass. So if we're going to start with feeding soybeans from the very beginning of the year, put down your basic crop nutrition that you're going to need, but then from a starter perspective, I recommend 3 gallons 2 or 3 gallons of Agtegra starter like A723. It's a lower salt product. You can also use our 820 product. Make sure you add enough water with it that your planter will do an efficient job of being able to apply that particular product. Now, we are testing several other additives out in this plot, and we'll be able to take a look at all those different starter additives and get those yield results to you, our growers, here at the end of the season.